Hey everybody, it's Ace, welcome back to the channel. A brand new hotfix has dropped for Battlefield 6 after a rather disastrous update that has happened for the game yesterday. In this update that happened yesterday, movement seemingly got nerfed by DICE and everybody started, I would say, prematurely celebrating about those nerfs. Well, it turns out those nerfs weren't actually nerfs, they were bugs. Yes, you heard me correctly. The movement nerfs that happened yesterday, such as slide cancelling not being available anymore, losing a lot of movement speed at the end of a slide or during bunny hopping, all of that has been a bug. The hotfix from Battlefield Comms reads as follows: player momentum and tier skipping fixes. Our team continues to work through your feedback and unexpected behaviors with update that happened yesterday. The following changes are now live across all platforms. You may need to reload your game if you have yet to see the change take place on game servers. Player momentum update fixed an issue where players felt they were losing too much momentum during successive jumps, as well as through sliding, and feel closer to the behavior you would expect. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, movement is now back prior to what it used to be before this update. I'm just as surprised as you are, because they were fixing other things in this update. You know, when we read the patch notes, they were talking about visibility, about audio, but why was movement even adjusted? You know what I'm saying? Why there even bugs on the movement? It makes no sense if you were updating the other things that a crucial game mechanic is getting impacted. I feel like DICE is just randomly sometimes trolling the Battlefield community. They seemingly pick up a random topic like movement or vehicles or snipers or any of the things that the Battlefield community really sometimes has problems with. They tried to adjust a couple of sliders. In movement's case yesterday, they let so-called nerfed it. The reaction was pretty positive about the nerf over on Reddit and the social medias from the older Battlefield players, and they were like, we're not gonna do that, let's revert everything back and just make everybody even more upset. So I'm not sure why they keep doing this. This wasn't the first time movement was affected in a way where it was bugged. I'm not sure why they even touch movement, as I mentioned earlier, when you didn't do a patch notes about the movement. Why is it even impacted? Is there even a quality assurance team working at DICE NEA at this point? I feel like they just push updates randomly out and what happens happens. I feel like we are testing for bugs and other things. One other thing which really rustles my gym is the DICE seemingly just doesn't want to make a decision about how Battlefield 6 is supposed to play. Is the game gonna be fast? Is it gonna be slow? Is it gonna be a vehicle-centric game? Is it gonna be an infantry setting game? I feel like everything has just been done to please everybody. But I feel like a game for everybody is a game for nobody, and I think Battlefield 6 RedSec has proven that. And I feel like Battlefield 6 RedSec has also proven that. Currently on Twitch anyway, it's the Battle Royale with the least amount of viewership compared to Battle Royales that are almost 10 years old. And why is it like that, you might wonder? Well, in my opinion, Battlefield 6 RedSec was made for the Battle Royale players, but it doesn't really offer anything more intuitive compared to the older Battle Royales like Apex, PUBG and Warzone. When you compare it to Warzone, which I assume would be its direct competitor, it's just a game which, one, has worse visibility, it has audio problems, it has horrible trash netcode, and it has worse movement. And yes, I'm talking about the buff movement. Even that movement is worse than Warzone movement. And the game also has less aim assist than Call of Duty. So those players who are playing Call of Duty, who have built their career on movement and aim assist, why in the Lord's name would they ever quit Call of Duty Warzone and play a worse version of that Battle Royale and have to rebuild their fan base on that game? You know what I'm saying? But if they're not playing Battlefield 6 RedSec, you and I, the Battlefield players, are not playing RedSec. For who the hell was it made for? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like other systems within the Battlefield 6 core game are also feeling the same way. For who was movement made? If you keep nerfing it or it keeps getting bugged all the time and everybody's celebrating when it does get nerfed, do you really want to then keep movement in the game when everybody wants it gone? I personally don't want movement gone. I feel like it's good for the game to have at least a tiny bit of skill gap, because I believe that skill gap helps with player retention. If I feel like I'm improving every time I finish a match and I'm doing some pretty solid maneuvering around the map, I feel like movement does help in those situations to keep me engaged with the game. How do you feel about movement in general? Do you feel like it's too overpowered in Battlefield 6? Do you feel like it's underpowered? How does it compare to Call of Duty and the other games you maybe play which have more movement than Battlefield 6? Let me know down in the comment section. Besides the movement buffs, the other thing which is happening is DICE confirmed that the stuttering which is happening in Battlefield 6 since yesterday's update is also obviously unintended, and they're planning to do a hotfix for it. That hotfix was supposed to drop today, I believe, but it didn't, which is kind of bizarre because in just a few hours from this video being live, they're hosting a huge tournament on Battlefield 6 RedSec, which means all the players who will be participating in that tournament over in the Elite Series will gonna be playing with stuttering, which is just so bizarre. DICE really needs to hire a quality assurance team before some of these patches are pushed out. If they're not gonna have a quality assurance team, then I believe they need to be ready to roll back patches if they're a complete disaster, like in my opinion, this one most definitely was. So that about sums up this short video. I just wanna give you a heads up what is currently happening with Battlefield 6. If you enjoyed it, then please leave a like and a subscription for future content and up-to-date stuff about Battlefield 6. Thank you so much and have a good evening. This is Ace signing out. Peace.